Hey WordPress developers, I thought I'd quickly share with you a screencast about something that I think is really cool, and that is the workflow that you can have if you use the WP Pusher plugin together with the WP Migrate DB Pro plugin. And as you probably know, WP Pusher is a plugin that can deploy your code changes from GitHub and onto WordPress, and the WP Migrate DB Pro plugin is a plugin that allows you to deploy your database changes. So it allows you to keep the databases in sync between your local development site and your staging site and your production site. And it's a question I get a lot about WP Pusher is how it handles database changes. And the answer is it doesn't, because WP Pusher is used for Git, and Git is for source code. It's really cool how you can use these two plugins together, and together they make for a really cool workflow. And especially if you're a site developer, so if you're a freelancer and agency, it's really cool because almost always when you make a code change locally, you'll probably also have some sort of database change. And in this screencast, I thought I'd just quickly show you an example of this. Just a really basic example. You could probably imagine that you can use it on a much larger scale. But let's say I was on this local WordPress install here, and I've been working on the WP Pusher Slack notifications plugin. And as you can see, it's here in GitHub, so that's where the development happens. And I'm kind of ready to deploy it. Everything is working locally, and as you can see here, I have some options set as well. And the thing is that now I want to install the plugin on my personal website, which is hosted here. And not only do I want to deploy the plugin, I mean the source code, but I also want to get these options set because they're going to be the same in production as they are locally. So that's where I'm going to use WP Migrate DB Pro. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to install the plugin from GitHub, and I'm going to do that with WP Pusher. So I'm going to go to install plugin, then I'm going to copy the repository handle from GitHub. I'm going to paste it here, and everything else here does need to be changed. If I was doing sort of continuous development and deployment here, I would take off this push to deploy button, meaning that every time I update the code on GitHub, it'd be automatically updated on WordPress as well. Don't need to do that right now. So I'm just going to install it and activate it. And head over to the Slack part of WP Pusher. Of course, none of these options are configured because I just did a fresh install of the plugin, and that's where WP Migrate DB Pro is really handy. So if we go back to the local development site and go to the Migrate DB Pro area, and then choose to push our changes, and then we need the connection info. We can get it from over here for the production site. And now it's connecting. The Migrate DB Pro interface is really sleek. It's really nice. And because we're just testing this, I only want to push the WP options table, which is where the WP Pusher Slack notifications options are. And I don't want to migrate all this stuff, so I'm going to push it and wait a little bit. Shouldn't take too long since it's only one table. And there we go. So if we head over to the production side here and we refresh the page, now we have the options that we had locally installed. And this is a pretty simple example, but I think it exemplifies the power of the workflow you can have if you use WP Pusher together with Migrate DB Pro. It's really cool for agencies and freelancers because most of the time when you change your code, you probably also needed to add some options or change some configurations or customizations or something like that. And that's basically it for this short screencast, and I hope you thought it was cool, and let me know what you think. So thank you so much for watching. Thanks.